Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Route X Lap Attack. I actually just finished recording the BMW M4's runtime, and since I mentioned the McLaren 650S, I'd figured why not just dive right into it and have some fun with this car. Off to a good start. Top speed's not going to be enough to take first place away from the Supra, but this should be a pretty fun time to watch regardless. Tell you what, with all these faster cars that I'm testing out, it's really exciting to see what will finally beat the Supra, if I can even find anything before ending this series. In the previous episode, when I was testing the M4, I mentioned how people were upset with Gran Turismo 7 and how they did an update so that when you do a race more than once, you're rewarded with less money. That does sound a little disappointing, but I think I'm still going to get that game just for the hell of it. I hear the Superbird's coming back, as well as a few other cars that we haven't seen in this game. Aston Martin's also going to have the DB5 in there, so that's going to be really fun to drive. And I think I mentioned when I was driving the Camaro, the numerous Corvettes that are coming back. You're going to have the C4 and the C6, but for some reason we're not getting a C5. I liked the one paint scheme that you would see on the 2004 version of the C5. You could also get a 2000 version of that model, but the 2004 version, there was a really cool paint scheme that I liked very much, where it was blue and you had red and silver stripes. It was some special edition, I forgot what it was called. But I have seen a few Corvettes like that in real life with that paint job. Then again, I remember when Gran Turismo Sport first came out, there wasn't much variety in cars, and they kept adding more with various updates. I remember one car in particular, the Aston Martin DB11. When I was doing my original Le Mans lap attack, I mentioned that I wanted the DB11 to come back, and sure enough, it did. So who knows, maybe Gran Turismo's watching this video, they'll consider my options or consider my suggestions, and maybe they will get more variety in cars and probably bring back some other cars from the older Gran Turismo games. I mentioned an Alfa Romeo, which looks a little similar to the DB5, the 1963 Giulia Street Speciale. Now, I don't remember that name's 100% correct, but if you go on the Gran Turismo 5 or 6 wiki site and you find the 1963 Alfa, you'll know what I'm talking about. Obviously, the front end's a bit different because Alfa Romeo, but the style of the car itself is quite similar. Fancy two-door sports car from Europe. Today's Alfa Romeos are pretty nice. The 4C is a really cool car, as well as the 8C. But for some reason, all the Alfas that we're getting in the US are either sedans or SUVs. It would be nice if we could have more variety. The thing I don't like about SUVs is people don't buy them for their intended purpose. You know, they have like some single guy or girl that just likes to be a douchebag and drive around. Like, hey, I have an SUV. You need to respect me or I'll murder you. That might have been a bit of an exaggeration, but I think you get the picture. Alright, so we're actually slower than the 12C. That got a time of 4:27, whereas our 650S got 4:30.1. A bit disappointing. I still enjoy driving the car, of course, but I was really hoping we could at least get a higher spot. We're actually slower than a Viper. Even though the Roblox Camaro is not in first place anymore, it's still getting pretty tough to find cars faster than that. So, like, even though it lost first place to the NSX and then the Supra, it's still impressive that it's able to stay as high as it is for such a long time. In the next episode, I'm going to test out the BMW Z8. Hopefully you'll join me for that. Thank you for watching this video. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of your weekend.